So I say, we walk in the thing, say I do really quick, and then go have food, and then throw everybody out. Okay.
I'm still trying to process why he agreed to go ahead with the wedding. She was an hour and 45 minutes late to their wedding, which personally to me, it tells me that you're disrespecting me. It tells me that you are not taking this marriage seriously, that you are so self-absorbed that you're thinking about how you want to make yourself look rather than thinking about the time and thinking about the fact that I've spent all this money and thinking about the fact that there's all these guests and I'm there, they're also waiting for you, whilst everyone that I've invited is there thinking, where is she? Where is she? And then you got the person that's obviously niching it where they're thinking, where is she? Where is she? So really and truly, personally, I'm cancelling the wedding. I'm cancelling the wedding before she even arrives. 30 minutes tops, I'm cancelling. Do you know what? Not even that. If I don't get a phone call at least 30 minutes before the wedding that, hey, I'm running late because of said reason, and then I turn up and you're not there when you're supposed to be there, I'm cancelling the wedding. Because one, you failed to notify me by letting me know that you're late, and I know you're with a friend that knows me, that has my contact, and I know you can easily give my contact to your friend as well, or you can do it yourself. So there's two of you, and both of you know my mother, and you both heard, and also let's not forget, both of them knew, well at least Alliya specifically knew that his mom got hurt too because she was notified of that information as well. But yeah, still wanted to be late, an hour and 45 minutes late. That wedding is getting cancelled. The fact that this dude decided to carry on with this wedding is crazy. He's an abomination to himself for carrying the wedding.
The ceremony was fast, and it's very surprised for me, and I think a little bit disappointed.
How are you disappointed with the ceremony being fast when you were the one that was late to the ceremony? Someone let me know. How can the person that's late be disappointed? In fact, if you had got ready fast, then the ceremony would have been longer. But you took forever to get ready, so the ceremony was shorter. Where's your accountability?
I'm trying to find the best part of it, and I think I did my best to feel happy and proud for this big moment of our story.
Did my best. Somebody please let me know. Where did Alliya do her best? I'm still trying to figure out where did she do her best. You came to the wedding half naked anyway, so you barely had any layers to put on in the first place. So where did Alliya do her best? I'm curious. You arrived, didn't even apologize for being late. Just stood there with just nothing coming out of your mouth. And wanted him to be happy. But this is why he should have cancelled it. Because you see, the attitude that Shawn then presents after this is the same attitude that I would have presented if I went through it, which is why I wouldn't have gone through it, because I'm not going to go through with it to then have that be my mood for the rest of the duration of the wedding day. I'm supposed to be happy. And I'm pretty sure he then at some point walked away saying, welcome to the citizenship. Well, let's move on to the next one.
Sorry. I don't know how this is going to play out, but, you know, Clayton's not here. She changes her mind, and she's not walking down the aisle.
You know, let's talk about something more positive. I've really enjoyed, really thoroughly enjoyed the way Mark has handled the situation with Clayton not being there. And I've also enjoyed, not enjoyed, but I've also appreciated how Mina has reacted to Clayton not being there. This is exactly how we expected Jasmine should have behaved. When she was getting married to Gino, she did none of these things above.
I know, but baby, it's probably better you go ahead and have this conversation with him, so you know you can then focus on the rest of the wedding. And he's a kid; he's gonna be okay. And
and I love the fact that he's even given information of how we can move forward. No, listen, I'm telling you now, it's best that you contact him. You know what I mean? Right now, let him know. Don't leave it any longer. Blah blah blah. Which is great stuff. So I love the support that he's given her too, throughout these challenging times, because she wants her son to be at the wedding.
It's harder for you than him.
I have to tell him like this. He can't wait.
He has to know that.
He has to know now. Ouais, je vais t'appeler pour le mariage, tu vas assister au mariage. Ça, je te promets, d'accord? Tu vas pas être là, mais tu vas regarder dans la vidéo tout ce qui va se passer.
Also, let's just acknowledge the fact that she even had the decency to say to her son. Bear in mind, this was Mark's idea, but the fact that there was this idea between them anyway to at least have the son be at the wedding via video call. Like, honestly, this is what parenting is all about, right? If your kids can't make it or you can't make it, then you figure out another way. In today's world, there is video calls, something that we can easily do on any tablet that we are, on any device that we have, whether it be our computer, our Android tab, or our iPad, or our iPhone, or Android phone, you name it, devices with a camera on give you the ability to literally, well, devices with a camera on and has Wi-Fi, of course, obviously 4G, 3G, 5G, whatever, obviously you are able to then do a call of some kind that involves video. So I love the fact that instead of, you know, not even thinking of this, I like the fact that this was brought into the idea too. I don't remember Jasmine ever sitting there and saying, you know, I'm getting married, so let me just see if I can get my family or, you know, my sons or someone to be there so they can see their mom get married to this guy that I don't even love. You know, and Jasmine wants sympathy from us when she did none of these things. Larissa did none of these things. So many other customers did none of these things. Come on now. And do you know what actually really annoys me, that pisses me off? I kind of wish that, no, I do wish that they had made the season between Mina and Mark. It should have been focused on this. 50% of this season was focused on Clayton being there. Another 50% was focused on the prenup agreement. But the prenup stuff was only there just to cause a little bit of drama. So for me personally, I feel like they should have focused on, oh yeah, and the other part was them having another child and the daughter not being happy about it. Mark's daughter. I think personally, their season should have been focused on bringing Clayton like they did, you know, but with a little bit more, but also focus on the fact that his daughter isn't necessarily happy with him now looking to have another child purely because he's getting older and it's not da-da-da-da. I would have been happy with that type of conflict. The whole prenup thing wasn't really needed. I mean, I understood it, but we've had that storyline so many times. You see what I'm saying? But hey, you let me know your thoughts. Either way though, it's beautiful to watch, beautiful to see.
Tu sauras que il y aura même une chaîne. Est-ce que mon fils, un jour, il va m'en vouloir, il va me dire, voilà, tu m'as laissé pour un temps à cause d'un homme.
And the fact that she has the decency to sit there and actually think about, and actually worries about how her son may view her in the future because he was unable to be there in person, that's when you know this woman literally would die for her kids. Loves them to the moon and back. Did we hear Jasmine saying that? Nah, 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 nah.
Autre question. Ça me perturbe.
Well, absolutely phenomenal to see, to be honest with you. It is sad that obviously her son couldn't make it, but it's good to see that she wanted to do her best to bring him there, to make him a priority. And both her and Mark have tried. And, you know, I'm pretty sure by the time this was filmed now, I'm pretty sure Clayton's probably in the States by now. Hopefully he is. But we do know that once her visa's all cleared and she can leave the country and come back, we do know the first thing that she would do is go back to France to spend time with her kids for, you know, however long before she comes back again. Do you see what I'm saying? She might even go back and stay with him in France until his visa's approved for her to bring him back. I mean, that's the kind of mother that she portrays herself to be, and the kind of mother that I believe that she is, even away from the show. The tears say it all. She cried more in this situation than she did in any other situation, which tells me everything that I need to know. But hey, let's move on to the next couple. Of course, if you're still here, it clearly means you're enjoying the content, so subscribe.
If she keeps giving me vague answers, I don't think I'm gonna marry her at all.
So he's been telling us the whole season.
Honestly, when you were questioning my sexuality, I had no idea that it bothered you as bad as it did until you told me that you had mentioned the pain for that.
After how many weeks or however many times he's asked you, you're now saying this now? This woman is diabolical.
The answer is no.
Did you find out?
After all that time, I won't lie to you, I was hella disappointed when she said the answer is no. Because the answer could have only been yes based on the freaking build-up, you know what I mean? Like, all that for a no.
Like, asked her if she's bisexual.
What did she say?
She said, no, she's not. To be skeptical of that anymore.
I like your optimism, and I also understand your fear of facing the reality and truth.
You know, it's interesting, isn't it, how the friend is adamant that she must be hiding other things. You know, this might, you know, like surely there's other things that she's hiding. This isn't just the only thing, you know. And to be fair, I don't blame him because she's the one that delayed this for such a long time. And the fact that she delayed it, who can blame the friend still questioning? I'd still be questioning it too. Because I'd be like, wait, so you're telling me I wasted all this time for a no and you could have just told me from the get-go? The fact that Marty didn't question her himself was quite weird to me and quite disappointed. And the fact that his friend has to be the one to go do it is just strange as F. Like, does he not have a backbone of his own? And then what he says next just pisses me off.
Since the day Saeed got here, I've been worried about him, like every single moment. What if he says something? What if he does something?
Well, anything that he says and does is because of you. It's because of what you told him. He's only acting based on your information. So if you're worried about it, then tell him to calm the F down and that everything's okay. She's your fiance at the end of the day. So you have every right to tell him that he needs to shut the hell up and not say anything. So for him to sit there and say this is ridiculous, as I said before, no backbone. I don't know who would want to marry somebody who has no backbone. Make it make sense. Probably someone that has a narcissistic nature and someone who likes to control people.
Trust.
Well, not much to say on this one, is there now? Just waiting to find, let's see what happens next week. With that being said, let's move on to the next couple.
Find me.
Okay, babe, I put an air tag on your keys so that we could find the keys if they get lost.
My keychain?
Yeah, so we can just find the keys if they're lost in the house or somewhere else.
Ooh-wee.
Leave this thing to me in day 1.
What?
Were you tracking me for 90 days?
No, I never think to
You
look
gave
at
this
it unless
keychain
we
to me.
lose our keys or something.
The way she tries to play it dumb, like, what? No? Huh? Duh? What? Listen, you think he's going to forget the history that you two have when it comes to your trust issues? Of course he's going to know straight off the bat that if you put a keychain on him or whatever the hell that is, without notifying him, you did it to track him. Because if you didn't do it to track him, then you would have told him about it. It's that simple.
No, my location. I'm not doing anything. I won't cheat on you.
I'm not accusing you of that.
It doesn't matter the fact that you're not. What simply matters is the fact that you didn't tell him. If you had told him, then you wouldn't be in this predicament. Now, of course, if you're going to put a keychain there that you can track, he's going to think it's because you think that he's going to go cheat on you. What else is he going to think? Because why else would you put a track on him? And then also on top of that, she'd ask him, where is he? Knowing full well she would ring him, text him, say, hey, babe, where are you? Knowing full well that she can see exactly where he is. Just to test him to see if he's telling the truth. And she wants to sit there and deny that she doesn't trust him, that she's trying to keep an eye on him. Come on, give over.
The level of mistrust is unbelievable. I'm sure that she was looking at it every day.
That he was just completely confident and saying, I know I'm making the right decision. I have zero doubts going into this, but...
To be honest with you, I don't know any person that would have any confidence of going into a marriage with you if this is how you behave. You put a tracker on him without him even knowing. I definitely will be acting a bit, I don't know if I want to now. I didn't even want to come in the first place. Remember, he didn't want to leave Turkey. And originally the plan was for her to move to Turkey. And then she goes and does this to him. Diabolical.
He's not saying that. Question that most Americans take. Babe, if the prenup is what triggered you to now be second-guessing everything, we can always get that later.
So we won't get a prenup, but we can get a postnup. I don't see what the difference is, to be honest. If it's still a nut pro edition of something, isn't it? So, but to be honest with you, the prenup obviously may be one of the triggers, but there's multiple triggers. Prenups, male friend that's a complete dick. You know, a tracker. Probably missing his family. Also, you know, moving into a house that's actually a business and not actually having space to just chill because she has customers coming in and out all day. So many different things obviously have gone down for him to be unsure. Man, I know for sure I would not be going through this wedding. Not based on all those things that I just listed. That's more than enough to say, you know what, I need to back out. This is not the one for me.
But if we don't get married, you have to go back to Turkey.
Yes. And when you give your finger to a woman, she wants your hand. When you give your hand, she wants your arm. And you completely lose all body.
I mean, that's how it be sometimes. That's how it be sometimes, depending on the woman that you pick. At the end of the day, definitely don't generalize it, because it's just due to the fact that it's due to the woman that he has picked, and maybe the women that he has picked in his lifetime. Okay, if he knows that that's the kind of woman that she is, and this isn't the kind of woman that he wants to be with, well then he needs to, you know, make his mind up whether or not he wants to proceed in this relationship with her. I mean, if you ask me, it's a very simple situation. Walk away. But let me know, what would you do? What would you do?
I'm doing my best, to convince myself that I have to get married. And she is doing her best to make such a new drama.
I'm not being funny, but if you're out there literally doing your best to convince us of why you should marry someone, that is not a good sign. That is not a good sign whatsoever. Because remember, you have to go through a process, a mental process where you have to decide why you want to propose to that person. And then once you propose to that person, you know that you're proposing because you want to stick through it. Now, of course, you still have an opportunity to change your mind throughout the engagement process, 1000%. But at the end of the day, if you've already posted that you want to marry that person, and then you end up changing your mind or having doubts throughout that engagement part, to be honest with you, in my opinion, in that situation where I'm thinking about how challenging the engagement has been, I would now start thinking about how challenging the marriage is gonna be. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'll be thinking about next. Because if you can't survive the engagement part, how do you know you're gonna survive the marriage part? These are the things that needs to be thought of.
Her cold-blooded assassin sometimes, because she can be so ruthless, heartless, emotionless. I'm scared to get married, and that didn't make her cry.
He's telling us every single reason, every single excuse of why he should not marry this woman. Well, if you're still here, clearly you're liking the content, so like and subscribe, and let's move on to the next one.
He's right. I mean, this is my second chance at having a wedding, being in a white dress. Like, I want to be a bride. I'm still that little girl who dreams of her wedding. She knows about my past and how much I had to hide, and not just from my family, from my country, from my culture. So, I want her to marry me.
The thing that I don't understand is why did they put Brenda in a situation where she needs to pick who she marries? I mean, end of the day, it's you two that seeked her out. It's you two that wanted a third person in your relationship. So why didn't you two have a conversation beforehand about who was going to marry her anyway? That's the thing that I don't understand. Why is this a thing? But hey, and also, given the fact that she knew that she's the one that wanted to marry her because of how she feels, then why didn't you just say at the very get-go, hey, I'll be the one that's going to marry you? Problem solved. But hey.
With me?
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
I think we need one man to protect the family.
And personally, Brenda's reasoning was crisp. It was on point. On point. It makes sense. Brenda comes from a culture where she, comes from a place where the man is the one that protects the family. He's the one that leads the family. He's the one that is the peacemaker. He does all that handling. So that's what she wants. Respectfully, love that. Makes all the sense. But Amani is out here now preaching about, when you done your revision on an exam and you think you're going to get it, and then you do the test and then you get the exam wrong, you're thinking, what did I do wrong? So she thought giving her this soap story means Brenda was going to pick you. Like I said, her and Matt should have had the conversation, and then they wouldn't be in this predicament. And also, she said that, listen, you can pick whoever you like, and none of us will be offended. We knew the moment that she said that she was going to be offended, especially when she started talking about how she wanted to get married again, because the first time she got married to Matt, they both had no money, and they just got married in the only white dress that she had in a wardrobe. Like, come on, folks.
So because you want to say the boss in these relations, the control. He's more equal.
Love that reason, man. Absolutely love the reason. Let it be known that, listen, I want to be, it's important that I marry him so he can be in charge of the relationship because he's equal between us. You just want to be in charge and control, and it's not good. She also goes on and further explains that at the end of the day, you are chaotic. You love drama. Okay? And that's not healthy. And also goes on to explain in a little cutscene that it's not healthy for her to marry someone who has mood swings like this, because if she moves with her daughter and then all of a sudden Amani just has a mood swing out of nowhere and then she just decides to kick them out on the curb, or then that leaves her and her daughter homeless or whatever. So she makes a lot of strong points and they all make sense. But she doesn't want to hear it. But like I said, if you didn't want to hear it, then you should have made this choice for her. You had that opportunity to do that. Because she didn't ask you to get divorced for her. You two decided that among yourselves. So you could have decided among yourselves who was going to marry and moving forward anyway. Come on now.
I think, honey, you're in a relationship with me for so long. Do you feel like I'm controlling?
And the way she literally proves the point, gives it to Matt. So do you think I'm controlling? That was the... See, the fact that you just... That's the point. Do you like... And the fact that you said that you like drama, and then you go and... That, you just proved the point.
I do this, I can't be divided with y'all. I can't feel like I'm married to either one of y'all.
I won't lie to you, man. Matt has answered questions this season, though, to be fair, quite well. This is a man that generally thinks before he speaks for the most part. Nah, he's got a good point. Listen, that's a good answer, my guy. Don't answer her question. Just say, listen, we all need to be on the same page. Love that. And this is why Annie wants to marry him. She wants him to be the head of the household. Because he's the equal one. He's the one that's the fair one.
Why not me?
Why not me? Why not me? Get over yourself. Nonetheless, she did then carry on to say, oh, I wonder if it's because I pushed it too much in this situation. Is it because of this situation? Is it because of that situation? It doesn't matter. I think that it doesn't matter how Amani would have behaved, whether she would have been an angel or been the way she has been. Brenda, aka Annie, was always going to pick the man, because in my opinion, based on culture, the man is the one that she would expect to be the protector, regardless. There was nothing that she could ever do. But hey, if you're Mexican and you have a different opinion, let me know in the comment section. Or if you're married to one, let me know. Either way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.